So the crypto tides turn very quickly. It was just 2 weeks ago that Alex Becker said that we were looking down the barrel of a very long, very hard bear market. Don't buy gaming tokens, go get a 9-to-5 job, start eating rice, start eating beans because you're in for a very long winter. That was the tune being sung. However, Alex Becker has now offered a very humble apology on Twitter, saying he was wrong. And now he's announced the time is actually here. So if you're like me and you've been waiting for this Alex Becker gaming bat signal to go up into the sky, hoping that you can cash in on a crazy degen bull run in the gaming crypto world, reminiscent of 2021 when you had small project gaming tokens like Bakery token hitting a $500 million market cap, well then there's only one thing left for us to do: know which tokens we need to be buying. So let's waste no more time here on the intro. Hit that like button down below for me, put on your hottest party hat, and let's jump in. So sure, we've been waiting for this crypto gaming pump for months. A rally that can 10 to 20x your portfolio in a matter of weeks and then allow you to dump it onto some mainstream investor who comes along a couple of months later. But Alex Becker has realized that there's actually been an even more important shift going on in the crypto market. Because for the first time ever, crypto and Web3 are decoupling their correlation from stocks, banks, and traditional economic signals. And without boring you with the details of this cataclysmic shift, because let's face it, we're just here for the juicy list of games. But just know the government lied to banks lost a bunch of money, and now the government is printing even more money to dilute the dollar. So Becker said in a tweet, "I reversed my bearish sentiment. It was all based on this not happening because it is absolutely insane for our government to do this." But despite the bullish Bitcoin sentiment, Becker thinks it might just be a little bit too late for you to get a good price on it and slowly accumulate it over time. He wrote, "We are out of catch a good buy investing and now in the make moves or lose everything mode." But you see, the big orange coin was never really Becker's cup of tea, because he says the further down you scroll on coin market cap to the lower market cap cryptos, the 10 millions to the $200 million tokens, yes, the higher the risk, but also the higher the reward in the right market. And as we just learned, Becker thinks that this is the right market. And it's really important to note that he also thinks there's a 50-50 chance that he might be wrong. But he says the asymmetric risk to reward is too much to turn down. A good way to understand this: if you go to a carnival and there's 100-sided dice there, and on one of the faces of the dice you can win $1 million, but on every other side of the dice it costs you $1. It's going to be a pretty wise idea for you to roll that dice, even though you're most likely to lose on each single turn. Now Becker thinks that there's a similar situation going on in degen gaming tokens right now. He wrote, "There's about a 50-50 chance that you can get into mid or lower alts and catch 10 to 20 X's. The other side is nearly a total loss though. It's all on if Bitcoin can decouple here. Degen trading is not investing. It's spotting lopsided risk to reward, just like our dice at the market, and I think we are at this moment." And then he followed with the most green light out of all of his tweets, the one that we've all been waiting in the wings for, waiting in the woodwork, ready to crawl back out and invest like degen. Becker said, "It's time to be eyeing that buy button on good gaming coins. Prep thy clicky finger, the time nigh be near ye filthy 2 a.m. back alley heathen." Fantastic. So as a fellow 2 a.m. heathen, what the hell are we actually buying? Well, if this is not your first rodeo, you probably remember the good old days when Alex Becker would jump onto YouTube, go to CoinMarketCap, scroll through the listings, reel off 5 to 10 tokens, and if you could get in quickly enough, the tokens would have already pumped before you even finished watching that video. But unfortunately, the good old days have changed. And these days, Becker is a little bit more cryptic. He now refers to his favorite tokens, the 10x to 100x gaming cryptos, as the treasure map, or put more simply, the list. And on March 3rd, while he was still in a bear market sentiment, he wrote, "As long as you have a treasure map or list of good games to FOMO into, you will be ahead of 95% of the market." But despite this, for some reason, Becker has still not made his personal list public. In fact, the last list he put out was actually a few months ago. But fortunately for you, you've found yourself in the perfect place. Because not only does our Patreon community have software that tracks Alex Becker crypto wallets across all the most popular chains, we also have a master list of every token that Alex Becker has ever recommended on both Twitter and YouTube. So I present to you 3 Alex Becker gaming tokens, one from each tier of degeneracy. We have a blue chip gaming crypto with its market in the hundreds of millions, and this might be Becker's most referred to crypto. despite me not liking it so much. We have a mid-range token that Alex Becker absolutely loves, and so do I. And then we have a juicy, late-night, classic degen Alex Becker token that has a market cap under $5 million. Alex Becker is also an advisor of this project, so it could do pretty well if he stands behind it. So let's start at the top. Now this token you better have heard of before. It's called Vulcan Forged. And Vulcan Forged is an NFT game studio, marketplace, and game incubator with 12 games. It owns a DEX, a launchpad, a 100,000 person community, and is a top 5 NFT marketplace by volume. I've actually made a full Vulcan Forge breakdown on this channel if you are interested in going to watch that and see all the inner workings of the project and also my personal thoughts, which hint, it's not my favorite project. But despite that, let's have a look at their tokenomics here. Vulcan Forge's native token is called Pyre, and during the last bull, it was mentioned by Becker at an average price of $23. Right now, it sits at just $3.78. Their market cap was once close to the $1 billion mark and now sits at over $100 million. It does have about a 90% dilution coming, as its fully diluted market cap is $188 million. Which brings us to token number 2, the mid-range gaming crypto. Now this is one that I actually personally really love for both a narrative and a technical standpoint. It's called Remark, and Remark are building shovels for the gold diggers. They are infrastructure and powerful technology that other gaming crypto companies are going to be adopting and using inside of their games. My favorite piece of tech by them is their smart nesting NFTs, which means an NFT can actually own another NFT. They also have on-chain emotes, meaning that interactions with NFTs are actually stored in the blockchain and can trigger events, and multi-resourced NFTs, which means that the NFTs can take different forms depending on which context they're opened in. We also did a full Remark breakdown. If you're interested in more details, it's available on this channel, but let's have a look at their tokenomics. Remark's native token is called Remark. It's the 610th biggest token on CoinMarketCap and is currently priced at $2.33. It's down from an all-time high of over $60. Remark currently has a market cap of $22 million, and it's beautifully, almost fully diluted already. Throughout this bear market, Alex Becker has been telling everybody to research their ass off. Well, we've taken Alex Becker's advice very seriously. And for the last 12 months, we've been doing nothing but researching and even rating the top 1,000 cryptocurrencies against each other. We made access to our research, crypto cheat sheets, and access to opportunities and insights that would probably take weeks of work on your own available to our Patreon members. So if you'd like to save a lot of time, cut through all the crap and all the noise that's going on out there at the moment, I highly recommend that you join us on Patreon using the link in the description below. And if that's not enough for you, we also have a big brain wallet tracking software available to our Patreon members so that you can get an alert when Alex Becker or another prominent influencer buys an NFT project or cryptocurrency. This will really allow you to get ahead of the mainstream who have to wait for him to post on Twitter or on YouTube before knowing what he's buying. And if you've looked at our Patreon before or been on the fence, we're actually adding a brand new portfolio tracker to the suite of tools that we provide for you, which will allow you to see exactly what tokens Alex Becker is holding across all of these known wallets off of centralized exchanges. This software will update every single day, so you'll be kept in the loop with what he's currently putting his money into. Now, we will be launching this software this week inside the Patreon, and the Patreon price will go up after it is included. So if you've been on the fence one more time, make sure you get in now and lock in your membership for life. And this takes us to the third and final token, one with an absolutely tiny market cap. And I shouldn't have to tell you 30 times in this video, a really, really risky one. And we're talking about Defina, or once again, as Alex Becker says, Definia. Defina Finance is an online blockchain game that utilizes and combines decentralized finance and NFTs to allow players to own their gaming assets and monetize them through playing and training. Alex Becker is an advisor to this project despite really not knowing how to say their name, and he's had it on his list of recommendations at an average price of $1.70. Oh, and using that portfolio tracker I just talked about, you can see that he's currently holding a small amount of this in his wallet. Right now, Fina is under 3 cents, but even more crazy is the market cap. It's down 99% from all-time highs to a tiny $1.7 million or $2.6 million fully diluted. But as you can see from this graph, this token looks absolutely like a dead horse in the water. But since Alex Becker did recently tweet at this project's Twitter account, there's a tiny chance he's going to poke this dead horse with his magic stick and make it come back to life. But of course, we're taking a huge risk. And as Becker tweeted, it's never not going to be risky. Just make sure you're not throwing your life savings into this stuff. Now, to finish on a strong note, I wanted to actually give you a bonus token in the gaming niche that popped up on our radar in the last few months. It currently has absolutely no affiliation with Alex Becker, but why I want to point it out is because it was basically the darling or the rising star of the bear market over the last 12 months. It's called Magic. Magic is a gaming production company with many games already under their belt. They produce these games in a fantastic Japanese aesthetic, and they have a very passionate fan base. They currently boast of over 100,000 players and 101% quarter-over-quarter growth. Magic's ecosystem native token is also called Magic and is currently at $1.87. Its market cap has seen an extremely strong bullish trend throughout this gaming bear despite almost everything else being down. It rose from when we added it to our Crypto Madness sheet at $50 million up all the way to about $400 million where it currently sits. It does have about a 50% dilution to come as its fully diluted market cap is 6.49 million, pretty crazy, it's over $500 million. So if this is the first time you're hearing about Magic, you might be a little bit too late to this party, but since it performed so well recently, I'm curious to see if Alex Becker is going to overlook a token like this or add it to his portfolio.